So you've done it. You've made it to the US and you've got that green card in your hand, which is, a huge deal. But now comes the next big question. What about work? Especially when the language barrier feels like a massive wall. Well, don't worry, because you have some really good options. We're about to break down the 5 most popular real-world jobs for Thais who are in your exact shoes. Let's get right into it.
You've got to understand just how powerful that green card is. Seriously, business consultants here call it a golden ticket, and for good reason. It means you can work completely legally, which puts you way ahead of the game. And hey, even if your English isn't perfect yet, never, ever underestimate your value. That famous Thai diligence and strong work ethic, American employers are absolutely looking for that.
Okay, so we've looked at what's really happening out there for Thais in the US, and we've boiled it down to the top 5 most popular jobs for folks who have a green card but might still be working on their English. We're going to get into the good, the bad, and the real story behind each one.
Now here's a quick roadmap of where we're headed. This table gives you a bird's eye view of all 5 jobs, from kitchen work all the way to being a delivery driver. Just glance over the estimated pay and, importantly, how much English you really need for each one. We're about to dive deep into every single one of these.
All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. It's time to break down the actual pros and cons you'll face in each of these jobs. We're going to start at the bottom of our list with number 5.
Kicking things off at number 5, we have the gig worker. We're talking specifically about being a delivery driver for apps like Uber Eats, DoorDash, maybe even Amazon Flex. This is the go-to choice if you're someone who really values your independence and loves being out on the open road.
So you're looking at a real trade-off here. The freedom is amazing, right? You're your own boss, you pick your hours, and the app does most of the communicating, so you barely need to speak English. But, and this is a big but, the downsides are real. You're paying for your own gas, your own car repairs. The income can swing wildly from one week to the next. And you are responsible for sorting out your own taxes, which can be a huge surprise if you're not ready for it.
Coming in at number 4, we have jobs at Asian supermarkets. Think about places like H-Mart or 99 Ranch Market. For a lot of people just starting out, working here can feel like a little piece of home. It's a really stable and comfortable way to get into the American workforce.
The biggest win here is the atmosphere. You're surrounded by foods you know, and you're often working with other Asians, which can make things feel way less stressful. Oh, and getting a discount on your groceries, that is a fantastic perk. The flip side, though, is that the pay usually starts at minimum wage and doesn't climb very fast. Plus, whether you're stocking shelves or working behind the meat counter, the work can be tough on your body.
All right, cracking our top 3 is a really modern and super popular option, the warehouse associate. Yeah, we're talking about working for the big guys, Amazon, FedEx, UPS, inside those enormous fulfillment centers.
The thing about these warehouses is that the system runs the show. You work with a scanner, your tasks are laid out for you, and best of all, you never ever have to talk to a customer. And when it gets busy, that overtime pay can really stack up. But it's definitely a high-pressure environment. You've got strict goals you have to hit, and let's be honest, the work can get really repetitive and boring, doing the same thing over and over.
But, and I mean this is a huge but, the absolute game changer here is the benefits. This is where warehouse jobs just blow the others away. These giant companies offer full health insurance, dental, vision, a 401k retirement plan, and paid time off. In America, where healthcare costs a fortune, having that kind of security is just massive. It's a really big deal.
Now we're getting to the big money. Moving up to number 2 on our list, we have the job with the highest income potential by far, the massage therapist. If you've got the skill, this career can be incredibly profitable.
What drives the income here? It's all about the tips. Americans are generally big tippers for good service, and that can seriously boost your earnings. A lot of places also offer pretty flexible schedules. The catch? The work is incredibly hard on your body. There's a real risk of developing chronic pain in your back or wrists. And there's one major hurdle you have to get over before you even start. And that's the license. In most states, you cannot legally work as a massage therapist without passing the MBLEX exam. This isn't just some small test. It's a serious official examination, and it's almost always in English. So while the money can be amazing, getting there takes a lot of work.
And here we are at number 1, the job that is for so many Thais, the classic starting point in America. Working as a kitchen helper in a Thai restaurant. This is the gateway for a massive number of people. So, why is this number 1? Well, the pros are just so practical.
You get free meals every day, which saves you a ton of cash, and you're working inside a 100% Thai-speaking community, which acts as a crucial support system when you're new to the country. The trade-off, though, is pretty severe. The work is crazy hard, it's hot, the hours are late, and most small, family-owned restaurants just don't offer things like health insurance or paid vacation.
So, we've gone through all 5. We've seen jobs with amazing freedom, jobs with incredible benefits, and jobs with the potential to make a lot of money. Which, of course, brings us to the biggest question of all. Out of all of these, which one is actually the best job? Does it all come down to the money, or is it more about long-term security?
Well, the verdict from the experts is actually pretty clear, and it really splits into 2 different answers. If your number 1 goal, your absolute top priority, is making the most cash possible, then the answer is massage therapist. But if what you really want is stability, security, and peace of mind, especially when it comes to healthcare, then the best choice is the warehouse worker.
And just to put a number on that income, think about this. A good, skilled, hard-working massage therapist who has their license can pull in over $6,000 a month, and that includes tips. That's more than a lot of people make in entry-level office jobs in the US.
Okay, so now that we have that verdict, what's the long-term plan? What's the final piece of advice for not just getting a job, but actually building a future here?
The best strategy is to think of these jobs as your foundation. Step 1, start in a warehouse to lock down those amazing benefits, or start in a restaurant to save up a good chunk of money fast. Step 2, and this is the most important part, use that stable base to really focus on learning English. Why? Because that leads to step 3. Once you master the language, that's when new doors fly open to becoming a manager or maybe even opening your own business.
You know, the last piece of advice we have is probably the most powerful one. It's this idea that, yes, English is important, but it's not everything. The single most important thing you need to succeed is courage. The courage to just start, to try something new, and to build the life you came here for.
So I want to leave you with this one final thought. We've laid out the map, we've talked about the pros and the cons of each path. Now the choice is yours. Your first step on this incredible American journey, where's it going to be?